Does it emphasize suffering? Now, suffering is the big one, right? That is the one dilemma for every faith on earth. Some faiths say you have to transcend it. Some say it's a punishment primarily. Some say that you've got to be saved from it. Some say this, some say that. But most faiths treat it as something non-positive. What struck me about the Quran, and really annoyed me at first, was the Quran emphasizes the positive benefits of human suffering. And that, from my background, I found very, very provocative. For example, it says, most assuredly we will try you with something of danger and hunger and the loss of worldly goods. You are going to suffer. And then we'll try you with your lives and the fruits of your labor. But give the good news, the glad tidings, the good news to those who persevere. Who when calamity befalls them say, truly unto God do we belong, and truly unto him we shall return. Give the good news. I read that verse, I said, that good news, this appears in the second surah. Give my brothers the good news. Give my mother the good news. Give Mike Mario, who is gunned down in Beardsley Terrace, one of my friends, the good news. Give his mother the good news. I thought, are you naive? I thought, what's this business about truly unto God we belong, and how does this relate to our return to God? I don't mean to be offensive to the Muslims in the audience. I'm just trying to explain to you how it could draw you potentially into this conversation. Do you think that you can enter paradise without having the like of those who passed away before you? Misfortune and hardship befell them, and so shaken were they that the apostle and the believers with him, these are good people, would exclaim, when will God's help come? And then it says, oh truly, God's help is always near. See, these very virtuous people, their suffering is so severe that they are almost at the brink of collapse. And then God's help is always near. He's close. Hang in there. Do you think that you could enter paradise without having suffered like they did? I thought, why not? Beam us up, Scotty. You will certainly be tried in your possessions and yourselves. Another verse, every soul must taste of death. And we try you with calamity and prosperity, both as a need of trial. But to us you will return. How does that even relate to our return? Oh man, truly you have been toiling towards your Lord in painful toil, but you shall need him. How does toiling on earth and suffering bring us closer to God? I was in the dark. Just explain it to me, please. I kept running it through my mind. We certainly have created man to face hardship. You created us to face hardship? You made us to face hardship? To experience hardship? Is it our nature to experience hardship? What, are you trying to say we seek it? When things are easy, we look for more and more difficult challenges? Is this in our nature? Do we grow from it? Do we evolve from it? Does he think that no one has power over him? He goes, yeah, obviously it's saying a lot of us are slogging away down here and we think we're just down here for nothing. He will say, I have wasted much wealth at the end of his life. Does he think that no one sees him? That we put you down here for no reason at all? Have we not given him 2 eyes to see with, and a tongue and 2 lips, obviously to communicate with, and pointed out to him the 2 conspicuous ways? Open up your eyes, it's saying. Talk to others. See what life is all about from other people's experiences. Look at the people that are happy. Look at the people that are not. Look at those that are serene. Look at those that are miserable. Talk. Look. See. Use your eyes. I'm not yelling at you guys. I'm just explaining. Trying to make it not too boring. But he attempts not the uphill climb. Quran is describing his successful life as an uphill climb, a mountainous climb. The Arabic word is al-aqaba. It's like going up a mountain, climbing a mountain. But he attempts not the uphill climb. And what will make you comprehend the uphill climb? What is life all about? It's an uphill climb. What is the uphill climb? Next verse. To free a slave, or to feed in a day of hunger an orphan nearly related, or the poor one lying in the dust. What is life all about? Reaching out to your suffering fellow brothers and sisters in humanity. No reference is made to what their religious beliefs are. That's what your life is all about. It's not the cars. It's not the suits. It's not the money. According to this verse. It's about reaching out to others. Then he or she is of those who believe. Then he or she is of those who exhort one another to patience, to perseverance, and exhorts one another to mercy. That's what life is all about, the Quran's saying. I said, I don't get it. But remember, when I was reading this, I was reminded of my mom. Because my mom used to always tell me, Jeff, life is not about getting. It's not about taking. It's about giving. If you want to have happiness in life, you have to learn to give to others, to reach out to others. It's not my nature. Because I grew up in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Life was about survival. I used to say that to my mother. I used to say, Mom, I don't know what planet you're living on. Because when I go out that door, it's not about giving. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there. Just walking from here to the schoolyard, I got to make sure I bring a baseball bat or some similar weapon so I can get there in one piece. And I said, Gus and Mike Mario died, and Gus was beaten to bits the other day, and I won't mention their names, but several other friends were taken to the hospital after a gang fight. It's not about giving. It's about getting to the top. It's about, and if you have to, climb over the carcasses of the other failures on the way. But I was 18 at the time. But now, when I read this verse, I was reminded of my mom, and I was almost at the end of the Quran. I thought about it, but to tell you the truth, my mom was a very happy person. She was at peace. She was serene. She loved her life. As bizarrely as that sounds, she had such a positive attitude. She had so much joy. And she was living with an unending nightmare. And my dad, who lived by my philosophy, he was a tortured individual. And when I thought of others like them, I saw the same. The people who had the most joy and happiness in life were those who followed my mom's philosophy, this philosophy. And the people that didn't were the people that followed my creed. But still, I was at the end of the Quran, I couldn't figure it out. Okay, yeah, I agree with you. Reaching out to others, giving to others, self-sacrifice. Yes, it might give you serenity and peace and make your life more joyful, but that's what it's all about. As the Michael Jackson song says, to just make the world a better place for you and me. Why do we have to suffer? Why do we need intellect? Why do we need to have this ability to choose? Why didn't God just program us to be that way? I still couldn't see it, and now I'm almost at the end of the Quran. Then I had verses like these in the Quran. It says, Oh, our Lord, raise up in their midst a messenger from among themselves who will recite to you your signs, and will recite to them your signs, and teach them the book and the wisdom, and cause them to grow. Grow? What are we growing towards here? That kind of statement is made several times in the Quran. For example, there's this one. And the soul and that which breathed into it, its immorality and its God consciousness. Truly he is indeed successful, who causes it, himself, to grow. And truly he is a failure, who stunts it, who stunts his own growth. Notice how it's putting all the responsibility on the person. The Quran says, you destroy yourselves. You stunt your own growth. What are we growing towards, I thought? We're growing. Okay, we're down here to grow. There's like 12 such times it's mentioned in the Quran that we're here to grow. To grow towards what? Well, you're here to grow closer to God, the Quran says. How do you grow closer to God? God is infinite. We're finite. He's way up there somewhere, out of here, transcending time and space. How do we get closer to God? We're vulnerable. He's not. We're finite. He's infinite. How do you go closer to a being that's totally unlike us? In order to go closer to somebody, you have to share something with them. What do we really share with God? Are you getting me?